you love fashion, just take a look at these stylish outfits right here.
Ooh,
Look
ooh,
at
ooh,
that.
get it.
Nice.
Work.
Yes, they have one thing in common. Everything, and we mean everything, was bought from a thrift store. That's right. And we have just the right person here with us today to give us a scoop on how she did it. This is When Thrifting Goes Good. Hey!
All right. Well, joining us now is our fellow fashionista, stylist, and boutique owner, Iesha Gilchrist. How are you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey y'all, I'm doing so well today. Thank you guys for having me.
These fits, though, man, they get me excited to get out there moving and grooving. You've got an eye for style, clearly, Iesha. And as we can see, you're really good at it because it looks like you enjoy it. When did you get into thrifting?
Well, I first got into thrifting in high school, actually. It was around the year 2007, and the 80s trend had just made a comeback. So everybody had on like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air hats, and I wanted to be a part of the mix. Being into vintage has always been my thing anyway. So I had a few friends from DC who kind of put me on to the thrift stores. And that's where it all started. And I don't like looking like everyone else. So what better way to shop than in a thrift store?
Yeah.
I love that. You find some special gems. Now, sadly, people actually have some negative stereotypes about thrifting clothes, like, oh, they're not clean. So what would you say to that?
Well, I would just say that there are stereotypes about thrifting. But the same things that I've seen in thrift stores that are negative, I've also seen in regular retail stores. So my advice to everyone is to wash your new items and your thrifted items. My way of cleaning my thrifted items, I like to maybe stop at a laundromat before I actually bring the items home to make sure I don't bring any living items home with me. Or if you have to bring it home with you and you don't want to stop at the laundromat, just wash everything on high heat. And if it's unable to be washed and needs to be dry cleaned, we have at-home dry clean kits in the stores. There are a lot of things you can do to clean and sanitize your items.
Oh, that's really great. Now, is there a particular day to go thrifting to get the best deals, or what?
Yes, every store is different. So in Georgia, we have 99-cent Mondays, and the rest of the weeks, we have 75% off whatever the color tag of the week is. And beyond that, the color tag of the week, they also have military discount and discounts for nonprofits or anyone who owns their own business. So there are a lot of ways to save money, even while you're just thrifting.
I just love they call it thrifting now. Back in the day, it was a secondhand store. That's what my mom used to get all my. But,
I use that word too.
Well,
Gently
Iesha, this is a
used.
cute casual look that you put together in this photo. Let's take a look. Now, how much did this thrifted look cost?
This entire look was only $34. The top was $4. The flower pants were $5. And the sneakers, they were only $25.
Wow.
So
Wow.
Okay, now what
And you
about
look
this
so fly.
one? You happen to get a little dressier here in this one.
Oh, yes. That one was only $3.23. I actually got that one out of the sleepwear section. And that's just another thing I tell people. Yes, you can really make any look your own. All I did was slouch the shoulders and tie a knot and tuck it underneath.
Oh, wow.
you
That
are
is so
so creative. Okay, now let's move into evening gowns like this one here, which you also found in a thrift store. Tell us about that.
Yes, that one was only $14.99, and I found that one in the formal section. So a lot of thrift stores, they have everything you need right then and there. They have dresses for New Year's, birthdays, weddings, whatever you need can be found in a thrift store, and no one would ever even know.
Right.
So incredible. That dress was fly. So, Iesha, what are the best ways to shop the thrift store racks? Like, give us the tips.
So the first thing that I do when I go into a thrift store, I always go for oversized, because these clothes have been washed many times before they were even donated. So with oversized, you can just easily add a belt if it's too big, slouch it off your shoulders. It's a lot that you can do with oversized versus something that's just too tight. Then I also love to go in the men's department. A lot of people sleep on the men's department, but the men's department is where I find the oversized blazers, string tees. And even if you're not into the oversized look, you can always take these blazers and send them to a seamstress and get it cut into a two-piece. And there's so many ways to upcycle your thrift finds. Thirdly, I always tell people to try to not go for the fast fashions. I also love to shop for silks, certain cottons and linens, more so vintage items and not
Wow.
cheaply made items.
Yeah.
I also love to shop for sequins because it gives a vintage, timeless vibe. And I tell people all the
Yes.
time, you want to mix and mingle your thrift finds. So just because it's thrifted does not mean that you can't pair it with something else that's not thrifted. So I like to take the granny sequin tops and then pair a screen tee with boyfriend jeans and some pumps, and it gives it a whole new look.
Sure.
And
That is
lastly,
super fly.
yes. And lastly, if you take a look at the video that I had did, there was a granny two-piece set that I decided to style. It was colorful. It gave me a vintage vibe, maybe a 90s vibe. And the way I styled it was I just kind of tucked in the top, rolled up the sleeves. I even wore a top backwards, as you can see. Then I had one where the sleeve was
dope.
out. It's just so many ways that you can wear a thrifted set. You just have to be willing
That's
to see the
awesome.
beauty that's already there. So a lot of people, everybody thought this outfit was ugly, but when I decided to style it, that's when they were kind of like, oh my God, I would have never thought to buy that.
Right?
That
style
is
it.
so dope.
You
I'm
have
gonna
a
head
great
to my
eye.
thrift shop for sure. Iesha, thank you so much for these amazing thrifting tips.